Okay, this is the eyeball vent I came up with for the Christen Eagle II. This is a direct replacement for the factory supplied WEMAC vents. Basically, I came up with this because the vents I had in my airplane, I installed them new when I built the airplane, and they got about 130 hours on them now, and they're already worn out. And then the other problem was wherever I would point them, when I tried to point them at my face, the vibration of the side panels would cause them to kind of wander off pretty quickly, and it always just kind of aggravated me that they didn't stay where I wanted them, didn't stay pointed where I wanted them to stay pointed at. So I came up with this. When you get this, it's going to look kind of like so. There's a little plastic ring that holds all three pieces together during the printing process. Let's just simply cut that and take that out. One of the first things you probably want to do, the ball has a hollow cavity inside, and you probably want to take some compressed air and just blow into this hole. There's holes on either side just to kind of blow any residual powder, plastic powder that might be in there out. You also want to take a little paper towel or something and wipe out the inside of the ball, just in case any powder's in there. The next thing you want to do is right here. You know, this says closed here, and very near to that there's a little indentation in the ball itself. And I'd recommend you take some white paint or white nail polish or something and paint that, because it'll make that mark show up in the airplane a whole lot better. To assemble, you simply push the ball down into the socket, and then the collet ring has a tapered thread on the inside, so there's a thin side and a thicker side, and the thin side goes down toward the ball socket. And so as you tighten this down, all these little flaps around here begin to contract against the ball. And once you get it snugged up, you don't have to be super tight or anything. Just get it snug. Then this ball is pretty well secure. To move the ball, just simply loosen that up about a turn or two, and you can move the ball anywhere you want it to be. When you find the spot where you want it, simply snug this back down. You'll notice that if you look at this, there's an angle to where how this it goes through the mounting plate, and this is so that when it's installed in the airplane, I wanted it pointed at my face, so I never could get the factory vents to point at my face all that well, so I changed the angle that it goes through this mounting plate so it pointed at my face a little bit. But because of that, you have to orientate this correctly in the airplane. So for that, there's a dot, a little indented dot on the back side of the mounting surface, and that dot, you orientate when you install this. Just orientate it to where that dot is toward whatever you want the airflow to blow on. So I like it blowing on my face, so dot here. And so if I was installing this on the right hand side, it would go in like so. And if I was installing this on the left hand side, again, here's the dot, it would go in like this. So again, we've got the dot on this corner right here. So as far as operation, for full airflow, well, you'll notice, I guess before I get into that the path through the ball is curved. It's not a straight path all the way through there. A couple of reasons for that. One is to get, just a better angle to get airflow directed where I wanted it to go. The next reason is to help throttle the airflow. So with this mark that we painted earlier toward me, or toward me when I'm sitting in the airplane, it's kind of looking at me, that's when I get the full airflow. That's how I know that I'm getting the most amount of airflow. If I wanted to throttle that airflow down, I would simply turn this, leave the airflow pointed where I want it, but just turn it up to 180 degrees. at the 180 degree point, you're blocking off the airflow by 60 or 70%. If you want to block off the airflow more than that, then you start having to compromise where the airflow is going, and so you have to kind of move it to where there's a closed indention on here, and move it to where the closed is closer to being visible to you. And the closer once the closed is to this point, then that means the vent is completely closed. And if you look on the back side, you'll notice that the vent is completely blocked off. This won't leak any air. There's no little bit of cold. If you're wanting to fly in the wintertime, there's no cold breeze flowing through there. Let me open this back up. As far as, so there's only 2 moving parts on this versus several on the original factory vent. And when in normal operation, all these parts are clamped against one another, so there's nothing, because of the vibration of the side panels, to cause this to wear out. So I'm expecting this to last a long time, much longer than what the factory vents did, unless you just have one of those people that just adjusts them all the time. It flows a little more air than what the factory vent does. There's no butterfly valve in here to impede the airflow. You will have to buy some screws, I believe, to mount this. The screw hole pattern is the same as what the factory vent is, but you'll need a longer screw. You should be able to go to a Lowe's or any kind of hardware store and get an 832 by 1/2 inch or 3/8 long flathead screw. And I think that's about the extent of it.